Darling, you're not succeeding. This should be your hobby right now. But this is your livelihood and you're failing at it miserably. And Alyssa Mercante is going to be stating IGN and their entire BS article as fact when it was mistranslated, and the entirety of this article was lies. If this is your standard for excellency, Alyssa Mercante, I can figure out why nobody really wants to hire you right now. It's her side that has been bringing this culture war about. It's her entire side. Jesus Christ. You are one of the most vile pieces of human filth I have ever laid my eyes on. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dummy Wormy, and when it comes to Alyssa Mercante, she's been having a really rough go of it as of late. Ever since she left Kotaku, she's been really struggling with her life. Recently, she was revealed to be within the Gaming While Black documentary that I didn't even know had a GoFundMe associated with it, and it didn't really even reach its actual market value. It didn't even pull in $400 when its actual overall goal was to bring in relatively $5,000. Yeah, sorry, Alyssa, you're really struggling here. And I know you're in the middle of a lawsuit against Smash JT, in which you're specifically citing that he has caused you emotional and financial damage by ruining your reputation within the gaming industry and has made it nearly impossible for you to get work, even though for some reason you still write regularly for the Rolling Stone and still get articles regularly published over there. So I don't get it. But she has decided to take in the era of content creation, and she's redone her Twitch. She's been doing more stuff over on Twitch, even though she gets barely any views and only has 2,000 followers. I mean, that's more followers than me, I'm not gonna lie there, but she gets no views. So because she gets no views over on her Twitch, she has since decided to come down here to us reactionary YouTubers level and open up her very own YouTube account. Look at it, Alyssa. Now, there's only one video on this particular account as of right now, and I decided to start watching a little bit because I was curious, what is her content even about? And my God, guys, I had to stop, okay? I had to stop reacting to this video because it's pure garbage. I only got a few minutes in. This is a 6-minute and 41-second video, but it really does establish just how awful of a game journalist she truly is, and is completely incapable of actually citing anything and just continues to say BS. I had to stop it before she got too far into it because, one, it's just entirely pretentious. She acts like she's better than you the entire freaking time, and she spouts overt, easily debunkable lies barely within the 2-minute mark. And I do want to show you guys this real quick. It is getting ratioed 191 downvotes to 47 upvotes. And on a video this small, you don't normally see the downvotes. So the fact that you can see them at all really tells you just how bad of a downvote she's getting right now. But why don't we actually see what our queen had to say, shall we? Why don't we actually get a general idea of her YouTube capabilities? Already, I hate your intro. It's not very flashing or anything. It's very low bar. I know you want to do this like smooth jazz kind of thing, but we need a come on. Okay, your intro's already too long. It's 2 seconds and there's nothing really grabbing me, and it's just this like very thought-provoking, I'm gonna have intellectual discussions with you, and it's just bleh. Come on, let's move, Alyssa, let's move. I'm trying to help you out here.
To be a games journalist takes luck, first of all.
Okay, out the gate, I know I cut up a whole bunch of stuff constantly. I trim stuff up because I do live kind of reactions to this stuff. I trim all the time. We're less than 7 seconds in and you already had a massive jump cut. So Okay, you need to fix that, Alyssa. You need to fix that. Come on, we need to be grabbing the attention of the populace here. Let's keep it rolling, and shouldn't be doing these jump cuts so much, because also this comes straight from your Twitch, so you really need to figure this out. But let's see what else she has to say.
As you can see from the fact that I am one of hundreds of unemployed games journalists.
Well, you're not really unemployed. You work for the Rolling Stone right now, or at least you write for the Rolling Stone, so not unemployed. You're contracted. And also, do you really need to be employed? Do you really need to be? I think the world's a much better place without you.
The industry is shrinking. Modern media is disappearing, and it's being replaced by influencer culture and reactionaries. You need to be a little bit more open-minded.
Wait, it's being replaced by influencer culture and reactionaries. So you've assisted with the downfall of the gaming industry. Good to know, Alyssa. Thank you. Have a nice day. That's the one thing she actually got right, because guess what? Right now you're a reactionary and you're an influencer, and you're failing at both. So there's that. But okay. And this is going to get so much worse.
To the way in which you impart journalism as a games journalist in 2025. That's why I'm trying this. I think you need to be flexible with the ways in which your stories, your reporting, your opinion pieces, your commentary, the ways in which you bring that to the world, the ways that you present it. So I think, yes, obviously, there's the traditional thing of Ollie Welsh writing about Black Myth Wukong, continuing its gaudy streak, and it getting published on Polygon.com. But there's also things like what I'm trying to do. It's not necessarily like proving to be the most lucrative thing in the world. And
well, that's because you're bad at it. But okay, so you're trying to be a games journalist still, and you're utilizing the recent tools. You're trying to do just what Smash JT does. I mean, this is kind of hypocritical if you do ask me. I mean, you're doing the exact same thing as him, but you're trying to act more valid, even though he has more viewership than you, has more support than you. And let's be real honest here, he has more subscribers than you. So we're seeing the exact different contrast here. But then you're writing and you're just boring, Alyssa. Come on, honey. We need to be interesting here. Come on, bring up the energy. Come on. Let's go.
Growing a Twitch channel takes a lot of work and a lot of time. There are so many people who have become...
I have to pause this, okay? And I did see this in my initial thing. I know, I'm not even a minute and 3 seconds in, and I'm still just nitpicking constantly. Girl, honey, baby, boo-boo. You had a massive either editing mistake, which I don't even know how you have an editing mistake like this, or this is an issue from your own stream. Because I could see the borders, darling. I could see all this stuff. You shouldn't be having that stuff show up. I'll accept it if it's an issue from the stream, but the problem is when we do this frame by frame, and I know I shouldn't be doing this frame by frame, it's your editing. You moved your entire setup and you didn't even think, okay, well, we need to go back and fix that. No, you just went with it. Come on, darling. This is the 101 right now. You act like you could do this better than any other YouTuber, and guess what? You're kind of coming off like a freak. But let's go back to what she was saying. She was talking about something. I don't even know. I could barely even understand her.
A lot of time. There are so many people who have become reactionary YouTubers who are making money and content.
Darling, spit it out. You're doing all these jump cuts. Jump cuts your I started doing that. That's why there's more cuts in my videos. I'm trying to cut out the amount of ums and oohs and stuff like that I actually say over and over again. And I try to cut that stuff out because the audience doesn't want to hear it. You need to spit this thing out. No wonder you have barely any views. Come on, honey. Oh, but so many people are deciding to become reactionary YouTubers. Pot, meat, kettle.
And off of this reporting that we all know is rooted in obfuscations and lies and all of this stuff.
How do we all know this? You're saying we all know that it's rooted in obfuscations and lies. Well, I'm about to bring up an example of you doing the exact same thing you're accusing us of doing.
So my belief is that if there's somebody who is consistently online combating that, then that there is a way for this to be a new sort of avenue for modern video game journalists. And
I mean, there's plenty of people already doing what it is that you're doing, and they're not doing a really good job at it as of right now. So you're not going to be treading any new grounds, but you can also see she obviously fixed the editing mistake. So why was the editing mistake there to begin with? You should have checked that, honey. Come on, let's go. But let's see how this goes, because it just keeps getting worse, guys.
And it could be good, but it is also very hard to get this up off the ground. So I think that is something.
Well, yes, it is hard to get it up off the ground. I've been doing this now for relatively 3 years. It's not easy. I'm doing stuff almost every single day. I'm trying to do streams. I'm trying to do content. And guess what? It's a hobby. At the very beginning, you should treat it as a hobby. You shouldn't try to go in full time into making this content. You should treat it as a hobby. If you treat it as your full-time gig out the gate, you're not going to succeed and you're going to get burnt out. And darling, you're not succeeding. This should be your hobby right now. But this is your livelihood and you're failing at it miserably. Heck, the people that do this on a daily basis in the same sphere as you, they do it better than you and they're still struggling.
That games journalists in 2025, they have to be willing to be a little bit more fluid with what they're doing and how they're doing it. That's why I want to do stuff like this. Like, I know this stuff. I know these people that are reporting on these things. I know the PR people that are reaching out to them. And I think having a conversation about it, sitting down and saying, like, so let's put this into perspective. Black Myth Wukong wins Gotti at the Steam Awards. Okay, it's fan voted. Okay, why would Black Myth Wukong win Gotti at the Steam Awards if it's fan voted? And if
why are you acting like this? One, you're coming off very pretentious, like you're a part of this established order and this established class, which isn't something that viewers are going to actually gravitate towards within the modern era. They like relatability. They like being able to connect with you at a more relatable level, because I'm just some dumb speaking out of a random room in my house. Okay, that's why I have all these toys and stuff up here, because guess what? I'm just a goofball. I'm not somebody super serious. I'm not this big name dude. I'm some random guy in a house, okay? Simple enough. But you're coming off like, I know these people. I know these PR people. I know this stuff. And by the way, I mean, Black Myth Wukong wins Game of the Year over on Steam, but that's fan voted. Who cares? That's fan voted. Actually, that would be very informative, because that tells you what gamers want. That tells you what gamers like. And I know what she's about to do here. And this is why I have a lot more pulled up right now, because it just tells you how awful it is at her job. It tells you why she is a horrific gaming journalist, and the fact that she doesn't even know basic information.
If it's honestly just a pretty mid game, it has
pretty mid game, by the way. She says it's pretty mid game because it doesn't follow her ideology, but let's keep watching this stuff.
To do with the fact that this has become a sort of standard bearer for these quote unquote culture war going on in modern video games.
That you guys made it, not the gamers, not us. You guys made it the culture war. You guys did this entire thing with it. You freaked out because it was even successful, that gamers were even liking it. You guys were the ones that were talking about how it's not very diverse. It's not very this. It's not very this. You guys made it the culture war, not us. So if you're going to complain about it, complain about your own people, Alyssa Mercante. But my God, is she about to screw up royally.
That, in November 2023, Reb and Ki-hoon reported on a toxic work environment that was happening at Game Science.
Aww. November 2023, over at IGN. This article in particular, Rev and Ki-hoon reported how Black Myth Wukong developers' history of sexism is complicating its journey to the West. Now, you have probably seen this article time and time again. And yes, she's trying to bring it up as an example of where the culture war began. I can debunk this article without my other two sources here, but I'm going to bring up my other two sources here in a bit. But it's really easy to prove that they did subpar reporting at all in this with their own article. Because you start scrolling down to the screenshots they have, you zoom in just a little bit. Here, you know what? I'll do you one better. I will open the image up in a new tab and I'll zoom in more, because they decided to use an AI translator to try to fix this and understand what the developers were saying over on these Chinese social media sites. And the first sentence debunks everything. I want to expand my circle and hire more people. Get licked until I can't get an erection. What the heck does that mean? I don't know. Because, fun fact, the AI translator that they used got tons of words wrong. This entire thing was filled with misinformation because they just ran it through a single translator that got all context wrong, that got the wording wrong, that missed everything, and they ran it as fact. And guess what? It ended up getting debunked by an actual Chinese gamer who read through everything they said, and it says nothing that you guys are reporting that it says. It says completely different stuff. Her own video specifically points out that you guys ran it through the wrong stuff. None of this makes sense. None of this is actually accurate. We can actually come down here to what the actual translation is. And what she says, Fei indicates this post came in the wake of game demonstration for Black Myth Wukong to recruit talent for the game. She specifically notes that IGN mistranslated his first sentence in the above post. She notes that what he was trying to convey in Chinese was, I just wanted to recruit a few people, but received more praise than expected, which made me feel uneasy. You reported that he said, I wanted to expand my circle and hire more people, get licked until I can't get an erection. Because you mistranslated it. And Alyssa Mercante is going to be stating IGN in their entire BS article as fact when it was mistranslated in their entirety. The entirety of this article was lies.
Rebecca did an absolutely, unsurprisingly brilliant job. Reb Valentine is one of the best journalists in the video game industry.
Unsurprisingly talented job where she wrote an entirely false and fake article off of bad information. Yeah, that's really good work. If this is your standard for excellency, Alyssa Mercante, I can figure out why nobody really wants to hire you right now. I can figure out why the gaming industry is pretty much dying. Because this is an awful and atrocious article that's easily debunkable. But you don't care about that. You don't care because you're an elitist prick. Oh my God, guess what, Alyssa? You're a reactionary YouTuber right now. But remember, what did she say earlier? This whole reactionary YouTuber sphere obfuscates the truth and lies. Right here. You're saying this is good reporting. I debunked it in a matter of seconds. Super easy to figure out. I think you are self-reporting right there, Alyssa. I think you're calling yourself out. Because this is easily debunkable and easily proven wrong. But hey, you don't care what we reactionary YouTubers say. You're gonna go continue pushing your nonsense. Oh, let's see what else she had to say.
She went through absolute hell. She's nominated with me for Worst Journalist at the Gamer Awards. But I'm gonna win, Reb, so suck my dick. You perfect, amazing bitch. This piece was published in November 2020.
What the heck was that? I have no idea what the heck just happened. I have to pull this back because I'm so freaking confused.
Reb, so suck my...
I'm so confused. Okay.
Best journalist in the video game industry. She went through absolute hell. She's nominated with me for Worst Journalist at the Gamer Awards. But I'm gonna win, Reb, so suck my dick. You perfect, amazing bitch.
Are you talking about the real Gamer Awards that you two were both nominated for the worst gamer journalist? Well, yeah, if you're going to be proud of that, then okay. That's your flag to bear, the worst games journalist of 2024. Congratulations.
This piece was published in November 2023.
You see this issue right here? Okay, I'm going to continue. I can't. Your video is awful. I had to go back and try to figure out what the heck you were doing because you're bouncing back and forth. You're jump cutting like crazy. There's no content here. I'll continue watching this, but honey, your article, this is all garbage right now. No wonder you're failing.
It was incredibly well reported, well researched. I mean, look at how long it is. Look at everything that she's pulled up here.
And I debunked it in a matter of seconds because all their information was bogus. They had bad translations all the way through it. Wow. Great journalism.
It is really, really, really well done.
Really, really, really well done. Okay, as a female player, I actually wanted to buy the game originally. Forget it. I'll just keep playing foreign AAA games. Bye-bye. That's not journalism right there. That's opinion. That's not journalism. That's not information. That's an opinion statement. So that's not really, really well done. And again, easily debunked.
Once Black Myth Wukong started getting a lot more attention again because it was nearing release, everyone found this article that Reb wrote, 6, 7, 8 months ago and started dogpiling on her for it.
Because it was bad reporting that you think was good.
And so in that, since it was happening not too long after the Sweet Baby Inc. piece happened and all of that drama, it kind of got roped into this culture war because clearly
you guys made this a culture war issue, not us. This was all on you. She wrote a dog shit article. I can't believe that you're defending this article that I easily debunked, utilizing an actual Chinese individual that was able to read what he said. Nothing that was said there was truthful. And it doesn't even make logical sense when you start looking at it. Nothing even connects right. I've seen some retarded shit in my life. Some downright retarded shit. This is insane. I have to go back to know what she's even specifically pointing out that they did this. You pointing out who wrote the article, who wrote the title, not us. You. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ.
Will make a gooner be like, yeah, buddy, you're sexist? Well, count me in. Yuck. I really want to buy your game.
The fuck? What the fuck? Where are my glasses? Holy shit. I lost my glasses. What the hell was that? Holy shit. I have to do that again. I have to. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Gooner be like, yeah, buddy, you're sexist? Well, count me in. Yuck. I really want to buy your game. What became
What was that? It's like some sort of country twang, like some hillbilly twang. And you really think people are like that? Holy, the people that made this a culture war issue was you. Listen, Jesus Christ. Holy crap, this is beautiful. I take it all back. I take it all back. I'm serious right now. I take this all back. Alyssa, you make perfect content. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. And I'm saying this from a guy that loves just downright awful cringe content. Please, Alyssa, keep making more.
the litmus test for anti-woke gaming, right? So the fact that it was even nominated for Gotti is crazy. At the Game Awards is crazy. Like, I'm not sitting here going like this game sucked.
Wait, what was that? What was that? No, I'm trying to figure out what the heck she's saying. I don't care anymore. I have to go back just a little bit because holy shit.
Awards is crazy. Like, I'm not sitting here going like,
what the Alyssa, you virtue sickly. Oh, I can't say any more cuss words. You have to have the trans right little gif up here. You have to do it. Jesus Christ, you're crazy. And you couldn't even do like a PNG. You had to do like a GIF, and you couldn't even cut out like the back end to make it like feel right. And you didn't even center it right. Jesus Christ, you're awful.
Like, this game sucked. It was a perfectly fine game. It didn't reinvent the wheel. It was a little rote in terms of the things that it was doing. It looked pretty cool. And that was it. Like, it is a thoroughly mid game. It is a game that you would play by, probably go through it because you get like wrapped up in the simplicity of it. You'd enjoy it and you'd beat it and you'd never play it again.
Okay, so then why shouldn't it have been nominated for the Game of the Year? Super successful. Gamers all over the place bought it. They loved it. It was constantly getting played. Why should it have been Game of the Year? Give me an argument. Didn't reinvent the wheel. You had a literal card game up there. And you had a Sony game that I think it's just fine that freaking that Sony like robot game. I can't even remember the name of it right now. That game won Game of the Year, but that was just a platformer. Why should have that game been a Game of the Year? Why should a card game be in Game of the Year? They shouldn't have, by your standards, because you just don't like them. Like, neither of those games reinvented the wheel. But you're just complaining about Black Myth Wukong for the culture war aspect that you put on it. Nobody else did. You are the ones that were having issues with it.
That's a fucking 6.
Alyssa! Your editing is trash. Stop it. Stop it.
That's a 6. That's not a gaudy. It's not anti-woke. I mean, there's like no women in it, but like that's so many.
Nobody's talking about it needing to be anti-woke. They just want good games. Why do you have to? You're the one that's bringing this all up here. No. Only people that ever talked about this in the context of woke or anything was your own side, Alyssa. Nobody else. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Games. But of course, yes, this was like the standard bearer for anti-woke games.
No, it wasn't. It was just a standard bearer for good games. That's it. No BS in it. Just because something doesn't have your nonsense in it doesn't mean it's anti-woke. It just means it doesn't have your garbage in it. Holy crap. What the It's her side that has been bringing this culture war about. It's her entire side. Jesus Christ.
Everybody knew that it was going to win the fan voted things, and it did. Ultimate Game of the Year at
Why did everybody know it was going to win the fan voted games? Because yes, it should have, but why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? Oh, because audiences get their voices heard? Is that it, Alyssa?
Golden Joysticks. It won Player's Voice category at the 2024 Game Awards. It won IGN's Community Awards. It's won fan-voted awards in Spain, Croatia, Turkey, and Brazil. I'm not shocked that this is like this. And of course, Black Myth Wukong and fan voting awards is something that is being pushed by the people who are starting the real Game Awards. Fans are not voting in the Oscars. They're not voting in the Golden Globes. They're not voting. As much as we enjoy watching these.
Oh, honey. Audiences aren't watching the Oscars. Audiences aren't watching the Golden Globes. Their numbers have steadily trended downwards, and it's because they don't cater to audiences anymore. So you're seriously going to come out here and say it's a problem that the audience gets to have their voices heard? You're seriously going to do this to me right now? Because if so, honey, you are the most pretentious, self-righteous words I can't say anymore because this is already going to be a long-ass video as it is. Holy hell, Alyssa, I don't know how much better to respond to you than an elitist prick. That's it. Holy crap, this is awful, Alyssa. And you've done this to yourself. You're literally saying it's a problem that audiences get their voices heard and that it's not right for the audiences to let their voices be heard. And that's not legitimate because the audience, the gamers, the people that actually buy and make these games successful don't have the right to have their voices be heard. Is that what you're going to say? Because if so, who gets the right? Because if it's a gamer that makes a game successful, if it's gamers that come out and help promote the game, the fan base, if it's all this stuff that actually make this stuff successful to begin with, and you're saying they don't have the right to even have their voice be heard, yeah, you're a see you next Tuesday at that point.
These events, as much as we enjoy seeing the red carpet, seeing the acceptance speeches, seeing the performances.
Nobody does anymore. Those numbers are constantly trending downwards, so...
This is a industry event by industry people for industry people. Every single major award show is voted on by people who are within that industry.
And people are tired of it because guess who doesn't get a voice? Guess who doesn't get recommended? The people that make this stuff successful to begin with. The audience. So if the audience gets cut out from any of these voting parameters, the people that actually put out the money to go watch this stuff, who put the time in to actually make this stuff successful, who crave it, who want to prop it up, the people that want to buy freaking toys and stuff and comics and things like that, the people that make this stuff successful to begin with, do they not get a right to be heard? Do they not? Because if your answer is no, you're an elitist prick.
I'm being completely honest with you, that's how it should be, because those are people who understand the work and the effort, the best that goes into those things. If you are inside that industry, you are working with people in that industry, you were reporting on things in that industry, you know back to front how much effort it takes for someone to get so into the character in a movie that they lose themselves for a little bit.
No. Holy crap. I was making a face there because I was just going to say, okay, you're an elitist prick, but Jesus Christ, this last statement. The people that understand that, the people that understand falling into a character, loving a character so much that they're willing to buy merchandise for that character, is the audience and the fans. Those are the people that understand these characters better than usually the creators. And you're saying that they don't get a voice. You're saying it's wrong for the audience to have a voice. You really are an elitist piece of trash, aren't you, Alyssa? Jesus Christ. The more I watch this, the more anger I get towards you. Because you're coming out here saying gamers don't get a voice. Gamers don't have a right to have a voice. Gamers are just nothing. They shouldn't belong in this industry. The people that this industry is supposed to be catering to shouldn't even care. You shouldn't care about a gamer. That's what you're literally saying there. It should be this credentialized system, this elitist prick system that you're a part of, this closed off door that we just have to accept the slop you keep putting out here. And when there's rare games like Myth Wukong, like Space Marine, like Stellar Blade that actually cater to the gamers, cater to the audience, actually give the audience what they want, you lambast it and attack it and say this is wrong, this is bad, it shouldn't be propped up or even given any notice because it's catering to the people it should be catering to, i.e. the audience. You are everything that we've been raging against within this culture war. Alyssa, you embody it all. The elitism, the pretentiousness, the thought that you're better than us when you're not. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I don't know how much more of this video I can listen to. But you want to know how I know you're not better than us, Alyssa? 123 subscribers over on YouTube. Yeah, I got watched 1.5K times, but that's because people were clowning on you the entire time. Downvoted to oblivion. We can look at your Twitch account. Yeah, 2,000 followers. 0 frickin' views on almost any of her content. The only thing that gets views are her clips. That's it. From 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, last month, 3 months ago, 5 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 months ago, 3 months ago. Yeah. Interesting how this all works out, Alyssa. Interesting how this is all happening. You're not better than any of us. In fact, you're actually kind of worse than all of us. You're what everybody despises about the gaming industry right now. You're what everybody despises about the games journalist industry. You are one of the most vile pieces of human filth I have ever laid my eyes on. The amount of virtue signaling you do, the amount of entitlement and elitism that comes out of your mouth, it is sickening and draining. And it is why so many of these industries are dying, because of people like you. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna see just a little bit more because this is insane.
Bit, or someone to make an album front to back that they've produced themselves. You can do both. Like, you can have fan voted awards and you can have industry awards, But I think the frustration is that flattening. And again, this is the internet, right? The internet deletes nuance. The internet is the enemy of nuance. Chinese gamers are not a monolith. They had a legitimate Chinese made game with a traditional. Yeah, that's true. China showed up and showed out. And that's fine.
What were you gonna say? Jesus Christ, woman. Jesus Christ. What? Literally, what was just said there is that it was a Chinese game made for Chinese audiences that everybody loved. So then your whole anti-woke thing doesn't even connect. Look, what were you trying to say? You were saying the nuance, the internet destroys nuance and it flattening, and then you go off in this entire tangent. What are you trying to say, woman? Holy hell, you're insane.
That's fine. We knew this was going to happen. Jeff Keighley has said that he wants the Game Awards to be like the Oscars, and that's what they are. And this serves a different purpose.
And that means that I'm not going to like it. That means it's no longer catering to the audience, even though it was built off the back of the audience and the fans and the actual gamers, and he's going to be catering to Hollywood elitists. And that's going to be what destroys the gaming awards. That's what has driven people away. That has what has completely redefined this entire world, is that the audience has completely different standards than you elitist pricks. Welcome to that. You're just showing the disconnect here. There's no connectivity. You're just seeing audiences love something completely different than what these elitist pricks want to shove down our throats the entire time. Congratulations to pointing that out and pointing out why everybody has an issue now and not being able to recognize it, Alyssa.
Purpose. But yes, I believe that it won twofold. I think part of the reason why it won is because it's being hailed as this brand new anti-woke thing. And the other reason why it's being hailed is because it's a Chinese game based on Chinese lore, which is pretty underserved in the video game industry.
Wait, why couldn't it just be that it's a Chinese game based on Chinese lore? Is it because that people fought back against you guys trying to make it a culture war issue? That you guys tried to make it a big issue? Because that's what it was. Nobody was trying to make it a culture war issue outside of you. You're trying to say it's anti-woke. Nobody's ever said it was anti-woke. They just said it's a good game based on Chinese lore that is underrepresented. Hey guys, Editing Dermy here, and it just dawned on me, considering that Alyssa Mercante keeps saying that Black Myth Wukong is an anti-woke game, which again doesn't even make any logical sense, but because it's a Chinese game filled with Chinese lore and an underserved market, wouldn't that make it an actual pretty woke game and a very diverse game? By her own standards, the fact that nobody really markets to the Chinese audience, nobody really markets with Chinese lore, it's an underrepresented minority group right there. Wouldn't you think that that would actually be something that diversity individuals would actually want to help propagate and promote and say, hey, this is an example of other cultures' content and other cultures' belief structures and some things that are shaped by the rest of the world? And wouldn't you think they would actually want to market that? The fact that they're not wanting to market that, the fact that they're not wanting to promote that, and the fact that they're wanting to constantly denigrate it and attack it and say it's anti-woke and stuff like that basically goes to show you that they're massive hypocrites. But again, back to the all around video. There's tons of people that love this game and enjoyed this game. You're the one that's making it a culture war issue, not us. This is all on you, and it's basically over. There's barely any content left. Alyssa, this is all your own doing, and you got proven wrong. It's like, well, two things can be true. It could be because of the anti-woke people, and it could be because Chinese people and it catered to an audience and it did all this. So two things can be true. Yeah, two things can be true, but the reality is only one thing's true, that it was just a good game that people actually liked, and it did break new ground. Chinese lore. This is not hard to recognize, Alyssa, but you're making it harder to recognize. You're doing this all to yourself. Because you're retarded.
Period. The end. We should view major award shows as celebrations of the people making things in that specific industry by the people in that industry. And
I'm done. I can't. The award shows should be a celebration of the content of the thing that is getting the award, not of the people that made it, not of anything like that, not of these gaming developers. It should be a celebration of the games. That means audiences and developers alike. That's the combined thing right there. And audiences deserve to have a voice. That's what it should be. But Jesus Christ, woman. No wonder you're kicked out of the industry. No wonder you are lambasted everywhere. No wonder you think everybody has a negative opinion of you, because you're just awful. Holy hell, you're just awful. I've never had somebody that I've just, like, the amount of just pure entitlement, elitism, the disrespect and disregard to audiences, the forcing of culture war BS on everything, the virtue signaling, just it's all shoved into this one thing. And again, reactionary YouTubers that have all these issues, and they do all this stuff and they disrespect the truth and they lie. You disrespected the truth. I debunked you really fast. So your whole narrative is bogus. Nothing here is accurate. The reason people were fighting back against you guys is because you were lying out just out your teeth, and you were trying to push fucking narratives the entire time. This is all done on you. And holy hell, God, I do want more content like this from this woman, because she's just insane and it's just perfect cringe all wrapped up into one. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want me to react to more of Alyssa Mercante's stuff, please tell me and let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please share it out to all your friends. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.